Thanks, everybody. So I think I pretty much met everybody in this room, and if not, my name's Tessin. I'm the head of partnerships. I've been here about 3 months. So if you're new and if we haven't met, please say hi. I'm in the office frequently. I will do the same. But just wanted to say an official intro because I think it's the first time I'm talking to everybody as a company, so we're all kind of meeting here. So I think excited to talk to you guys about partnerships, and I think I would love for us to have a collective conversation throughout the year, and obviously we'll kind of lay out how I envision that happening. But yeah, let's kick it off. So uh, I'm not sure who the fortune teller is. I guess now that I look at it, it's kind of obvious. It's the one on the left. But partnerships are kind of like sales, right? You don't know who you're going to engage with, the opportunity is going to be. Handsome definitely should not be the criteria. It should be a bit more involved in that. And so it kind of leads me to think about or to talk about really how I think about partnerships and how we should all think about partnerships. And it really begins with kind of how we've been working, right? So there's a voice of customer document that I've seen that people kind of pile into and, citing reasons or what customers are asking for or what prospects may be asking for. So it obviously starts with customer feedback. And then, there's alignment with product roadmap and really quantifying and aggregating that demand. That's something that I've done in the time that I've been here, and I'll give you an example of kind of what we're working on, to prove that out. And then obviously, the execution and launch phase as part of the partnership process, and then to optimize to make sure that any partnership that we bring in drives value for our customers and continues to deliver value and improves over time. So I think that's kind of how I would like to frame this up for us. Obviously happy to take questions or discuss with you guys one-on-one in more depth or even tomorrow as we kind of get into it into our breakout groups. So here's what we've got on deck. So this was a very interesting one. I spent the last couple of months working on this. And Yelp, right? So take Yelp for example. Our partnership with Yelp is we pride ourselves on being a big knowledge partner. But it's interesting, right? Yelp is a kind of a finicky company. They're big on IP and they want us to share their data in very specific ways. Well, Facebook is 10 times worse. They're privacy driven, a la Cambridge Analytica. They're very neurotic and a little crazy when it comes to their data, right? So and I guess justifiably so with the big highlight lens they've been under over the last year or so. So this was a very interesting one in that we were trying to solve for providing Instagram publishing and commenting via our dashboard, and then just to look at additional things that we could do with social. So happy to say we are going to be beefing up our social offering, and that is going to be via providing Instagram publishing and commenting. So to tell you honestly, you guys, this was hard because we went through and vetted out about 15 different companies where we could really make this, a real solution, right? And so, it was a lot of no's where, no, we can't work with you. And so we found a couple of options where we're really, it can work. And so happy to say that is going to prove out for us. And so hopefully we can get this built quickly and pilot it for us and to be launched in Q1. And then Twitter on the back of the Instagram posting will be basically analytics. So it'll give us insights into post likes, impressions, video views, and a lot more that I think Ariana can tell you about as and maybe perhaps a demo if she hasn't done one already in one of the Friday afternoon demos. But happy to share that that's something that is becoming a reality for us. And so stay tuned for an more official word on that as we get into here the quarter, as we continue to get into the quarter. So, additionally, TripAdvisor. So I think I've had lots of sort of one-off conversations as to TripAdvisor, right? When are we getting TripAdvisor? I think there's customer demand obviously. So I think Northland, when Jared and team went up to Northland, they talked about TripAdvisor. SMG's asked for it. Lodging Interactive, Halal guys, and I think Ryan, when I had lunch with you last, I think your team was asking for it as well, which is obviously part of this current customer base. So the opportunity certainly exists. TripAdvisor is a very nice name, gives us a nice PR opportunity if we want to leverage that as well from a marketing department. It's promising. The unfortunate part about TripAdvisor is that there is no review response built within their offering. So an API is being worked on as we speak, and so that is why this is a Q2 initiative. But it could push depending on kind of what's going on. But I wanted to give you guys I think that's the one thing that I would like to do is just give you guys a true sense of what's being worked on and where we are in terms of a status in that process. So that's kind of what we've got with TripAdvisor. The next steps for me are a business case to make sure that I want to quantify, just like we did with our social product, as to what the demand is going to be. But it sounds like it's definitely there. And then obviously to make sure that we validate the review response API that can we do something to kind of hack our way and get TripAdvisor ahead of time, but to be determined on that. In addition to that, healthcare. So Giselle, I think you're following me right now, so this is probably a good segue for you. But we've had some conversations with some healthcare partners. I guess aggregators is the way that Giselle you would describe them, right? We'll be talking about Doctor.com and Patient Track. There was a couple of aggregators that we can get a bunch of healthcare directories through, like Healthgrades, Vitals, Wellness. Some concerns with that. There's a level of flexibility that we're not very comfortable with there, perhaps. But so it's to be determined with some direction from Giselle. But that's something that we're also working on as we focus. Really, it's a strategic initiative for us to grow healthcare. And so that's something that I kind of took up when I came on and had some early discussions with, but it is a TBD at the moment. But I just wanted to put it out there and give you a level of transparency on kind of what's been going on. And this is kind of a framework for what we're going to do for the rest of the year. Of course, this is a caveat here are two things, right? There's two components that can make everything kind of change and what you see here. Need and opportunity, right? So I think there was a Circle K pitch that occurred recently and LinkedIn came up as a requirement. LinkedIn did not require a partnership, but if it did, for sure we would have been working on that. So what we've got is, as I said, Instagram and Twitter for Q1. Pinterest is also an opportunity here that I wanted to just ask a quick poll on. Has anybody asked about Pinterest? Either customers or prospects. Does Pinterest get mentioned at all? Okay, that's good to know. So anyway, that's Q1. For Q2, we're gonna dive into, like I said, TripAdvisor, and then we'll go through all the restaurant publishers that if there's any opportunities there with Uber Eats, DoorDash, OpenTable, Postmates. So we'll vet that, and then healthcare, as I explained. Q3 and Q4 is around channel distribution. So in the back of the fact that we're working on a mobile app that Sudhar and team are working on, we will explore the idea of marketplaces. There's literally hundreds, if not thousands of them. And some big ones being the Salesforce App Exchange, the Microsoft Marketplace, the Ingram Micro Marketplace. There's tons of them, literally. So I think that's something that I would like to pursue to understand, can we do an app distribution strategy and marketplaces being a key component of that channel distribution. And then financial services, obviously, just to research and assess segment partnership within financial services, as that's also something that has been raised as a healthy feeding ground for us to go out and deliver value against. So that's kind of what we've got on deck for the year, and obviously this will shift and ebb and flow, but I think I wanted to just set the stage for us that this is something that is an initiative for the company. We are looking at this seriously, we're working on it, and so we value your opinions, and so how do we really aggregate and make sure that those opinions and that feedback is captured, right? And so that's really, again, what our customers are asking for. Please let us know. How are we capturing that at the moment? Again, it's through the VOC doc. What I would like to do is speak with Cynthia Jared to make sure, can we optimize on that? But I wanted to put it out there, and perhaps, some of the leadership has opinions on this already, but, that's the central repository at the moment. We'd like to track and quantify those results, and where the critical mass is. and then optimize against that as well as time progresses. So excited to really do this and listen to you guys and understand what's happening, and then communicate along the way as we have successes and whatever challenges we can come across in partnerships. But that's what I've got, and I think, Giselle, you are up.